Where'd you go? You back? There it is. What was on the screen?
Let's go.
What was on?
I don't know what was happening, but I'm here, bud.
All right. Welcome, everyone.
I'm here.
Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Maybe the sleepyheads will get up when you're gone, I guess. You know, your brother.
My brethren.
All right. Welcome. Week 4. Sad week for Alabama fans, huh?
Oh, no. Don't go there. We got this. Hey, Jalen Milroe's making his Heisman case today.
Heisman.
Today.
Heisman. Okay. Week 4, fellas.
They gotta do more to let him use his strengths. If they can do that, we should be in good shape, man. But you know, I went back and rewatched the Middle Tennessee game. Now I know it was Middle Tennessee, but you know, they had like designed QB rollouts where it was like a QB sweep. We didn't see that at all against Texas. They didn't. They did one QB draw.
Yeah,
I mean, you gotta.
They was adapting to the quarterback. I think they were trying something new, trying different stuff. But yeah, you're right. He goes to the point to where I don't think Tommy Rees brung in what he wanted to do. You got to go with. I heard someone talking about this, and I agreed with it too. But will Tommy Rees open up and change his format to adapt to Jalen Milroe, or will he stay with what he wants to do? He has to adapt to what quarterback he got. Look, and you said this last week, I think week before, but look what Lane Kiffin did when he was there, and Sarkisian when he was there. He adapted to the quarterbacks he had, right? You see, so yeah, it's a good point. Yeah, you can't bring it, and I heard this too. I've been listening to the Auburn Texas A&M stuff and all that. But look what Bobby Petrino has done. Bobby Petrino wanted to come in and bring his own book, bring his own thing. But then you look, and here you got Jimbo Fisher the same way. So, and I heard an interview with Bob Petrino how, he said, he wanted to do his own thing, but he had to adapt to A&M style of football. Petrino, and he said it's working. Maybe that was a problem when they lost to Miami, but you see them now because Petrino had to come in and adapt to what A&M had instead of him taking over and putting what he had. So, yeah, you go to that. So, but good point. Just thought I'd add with that.
Well, that's what to me, and I'm not trying to compare Jalen Milroe to Lamar Jackson. So don't get me wrong. You would not take Lamar Jackson and say, "Hey, bro, why don't you just chill out in the pocket all day?"
You can't.
Why would you do that? Especially if your offensive line can't block for a plug nickel.
Word of the day.
So remember the Titans quote. I'm dropping that in there.
I can't believe it. No. But yeah, and you make a good point. And I was talking to my boss, just a little thing I run by his office real quick when we was talking about the games. But he was saying, as the pocket's collapsing, he was talking about if that kid don't move, like when Ty Simpson was there, if he don't move, he's gonna get killed. And that's if you got offensive, that's a good point. If you got an offensive line that's not working, you can't stand in the pocket. Like Jalen Milroe, he'll make a decision. If it's there, He's going to run. He's going to make us. He's not going to stand in that pocket and try to make the position. And maybe that's what we need the rest of the year. Maybe you can't, though. Maybe it's going to come to the running and getting out of the pocket for a while.
Yeah. Well, that's what I feel like in the Texas game, they had probably coached, because he took 5 sacks against Texas. I think they had probably coached him up all week, like, hey, you're missing these throws because you're taking off a little too early in the pocket. But, okay, yeah, miss some throws. Don't take a sack.
Like Tyson, that was a key play in that.
Yeah,
the Florida.
Throws if you don't take a sack, you get a 6, 7, 8 yard gain out of it. Don't take the sack.
Yeah,
I care less. I know I feel like they got in his head all week because they're against Texas. There was times where Jalen Milroe would have and should have took off and ended up taking the sack, but I feel like that's because all week they were coaching him like, hey, give the pocket a little bit of chance, but man, don't take a sack.
Now they're going to have to come down to the time to say, look, if it's not there, run, go, because especially this week.
You're talking about drive killers. If you turn a collapsed pocket into a 10-yard gain, that's a first down.
Ty Simpson had a bunch of. I mean, they were driving. He took a couple of sacks at times in the pocket too long. It's you got to. Once they get it, he's a freshman, redshirt. I mean, he's going.
That's the only thing that Buckner looked good at is he didn't take a single sack.
But he's not accurate. He was horrible. No accuracy. Goodness.
Buckner don't need to even be on the field no more.
They need
to send him back to Notre Dame in a UPS box. I mean, that was pitiful. That was absolutely all. I think honestly, I think I could have went out there and at least completed something. I mean, by God, that guy.
But on a good note, I know we understand this, but there was something that touched me that game, or not touched, but stuck out. And he looked pretty good, dude. I don't know how I've seen his record. I mean, he coached at Tennessee, but the storyline of the coach for South Florida Bulls, how he came from, was it Germany or somewhere over, and his family come over, the time. That was pretty cool. Anyway, but yeah, that'd be somebody to look at in the future for a good coach. He was pretty. I mean, he had a good system set in against Alabama. I mean,
they were ranked. Their quarterback couldn't complete no throws. I mean, they gave him a fair amount of time. That's another thing, man. We're not getting no pressure. Everybody blamed Milroe for Texas, and there's so much wrong. That's what I'm worried about, man. We're like 49th in the country in third down, like defensively in third down stops, and we've played 2 nobodies.
Let me ask you this. Oh, go ahead.
49th in the country.
Let me ask you this. Why is that dark? Let me ask you this. This is funny. Now, it's not serious. I'm just asking. Okay. When Tebow lost to, was it Ole Miss? I think it was. He gave it great. Yeah. Gave it great big speech. He blamed himself. We'll not lose another game. Well, they didn't. They went out and won, Could you see that? You see that out of Jalen Milroe? He lost to Texas A&M. He didn't play, but yet he's taking blame for it. You think he's going to come out and just dominate?
I think if they coach and let him, they do it to where he can use his legs a good bit. I think that's where he's most comfortable, is using his legs. And if they've got him comfortable, and if they give him a little bit of time, man, he's got the deep balls are stupid accurate. If they give him a little bit of time, he's going to flourish. But they got to give him a little bit of time. Where
does recruiting? You look at these quarterbacks. You look at these players. How great they are at high school. Where does it fall out of place? Because Milroe was a 5-star, 4-star. I mean, Sarkisian recruited him. Where in the process does it fall? Do they not add up to their hype? Blake Barnett's one of them. I mean, you look at all these great quarterbacks. I mean, Bryce Young's. I mean, we all know. Yeah, he came in. He lived up to his potential. But what happens in between from high school to college where these are great quarterbacks come in and he's a 4 or 5 star, and then here we go. We got Jalen Milroe. Would he be considered a 5 star, 4 star now? You see what I'm saying?
Well, I feel like high school coaches sometimes have a bit more freedom. I would say, obviously Tommy Rees, because he's not even running the Notre Dame system. He's coming in. Nick Saban wants this 12-man package. Okay, so Tommy Rees is doing something that he's really not even. It might have been part of Notre Dame's system, but it's not the whole thing. Now it's the whole. Like they're trying to run 12-man period. They're not spreading the floor. I guarantee you, if you go back and you watch or spreading the field, I said floor. I guarantee you.
It ain't basketball, man. We ain't in basketball. It's football.
Yeah. If you go back and watch Jalen Milroe highlights, I guarantee. I would put money on it. It is a spread offense.
When he was in high school,
it's not this crap we're running, and it's gonna be something that highlights his. I bet you his high school coach didn't have a problem at all with him running. If he's got a 4.340, he's probably like, nah, bro, if it ain't there, take off.
because that's high school. I mean, you never make. I mean, the coach is there to win. Hey, yeah. I mean, let him say.
Well,
but something had.
That's what I'm saying.
Something had to key Sarkisian, because Sarkisian recruited him. I mean, why ain't he showing it?
Well, I'm surprised that he still came to. I'm honestly.
He didn't transfer out.
Yeah, well, because he's only a sophomore.
Yeah.
He could have because Sark went to Texas.
That's right. Just he recruited him, but he didn't come in. Yeah, Sarkisian was already at Texas when he signed. Yeah, had Bill O'Brien. Yeah.
But man, to me, it's one of them things. Man, you got to use your player strengths. You wouldn't take Julio Jones and put him on the inside slot and have him running slants all day, would you? No, you wouldn't. You'd have him on the outside. To me, I don't know, man. The whole them trying to change his game thing just ain't. It ain't one. It's obvious it ain't gonna work. Like, stop it. Make him comfortable. Do some QB runs, not just a QB draw against Middle Tennessee. They literally had a QB sweep. That second running touchdown, it was a QB sweep where both our tight ends kind of split out and blocked the linebacker and the cornerback. Matter of fact, Niblack had a great block that led to that second rushing touchdown by Milroe, and we didn't see none of that against Texas. We didn't see none of that. None of those QB design runs, none of that stuff. And to me, that's the highlight of his game.
Wow.
So it doesn't make any sense to me.
All right, let's get this out.
Let's use you for an example. You got your CDL, all that stuff. Your all these years of experience driving a truck.
24.
They wouldn't pull you out of the truck and have you drive a Chevy S10 hauling pine straw. No, that's not what you do. You a big truck driver. That's what you do. Let Milroe do what he does.
Let him run.
Maybe
they will this week. We got to see it. We'll see it coming up. 2:30. 2-3.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I know Ty Simpson's got some wheels on him too, but we didn't see. He didn't try to.
That's what I'm saying. He stayed in there.
He didn't try to escape the pocket.
And it goes back to your point. Maybe they was, like you said, tell him make the play develop instead of taking off running. Yeah. Maybe he should have run it. Yeah. Now, there's some of them bunch of them. He got sacked. He probably should have run. But yeah.
Well,
good point, sir.
You can let the play develop, but he was also taking short drops and letting those edge rushers get completely around behind. Once those edge rushers get behind you, you got to take off. You can't sit back there no more.
And here's another thing. Go ahead, Tar. I'll keep interrupting you.
Well, I was just going to say, like, he let them 3 of those 5 sacks. The edge rusher had gotten behind him, and he just couldn't see them no more. Well,
yeah, take this thinking. I think it was Cole Cuba talking about this, but anyway, it might not have been. But it made me thinking about this too. You just said use Julio Jones. How did they use Julio Jones? Okay, what was Julio Jones' strength? Catching ball and running, right? Short passes, boom, he was gone, right? PACs or YAC, yards after catch, right? Okay, why not? Here's a thought. Why not, if they could do that, maybe Why not use that at their advantage? Do them short passes. Let Jermaine Burton use his strengths. Let Bo, I've got his name, but the other, throw some slants, throw some short passes to them. Yards after catch. Let them get the yards after catch instead of going 70 yards down the field and try to outrun them with them. Throw it to them like they did Julio. I mean, them short passes, back screen passes. Let them run. Let them use their and build up their confidence. Bring and this safety starts creeping in. Then you can go. We've seen that happen many times. Lane Kiffin done it a lot with them. Use their strengths with it. I mean, let the receivers make the plays. Instead of waiting. If you ain't got no offensive line, you have to get the ball out quick. Do that. Let the receivers do their job. Yep. Thank you. I'll be here all week.
I will say one. Dude, Jermaine Burton, I hated on him a lot last year. Dude's getting open. Dude is like, he's killing it this year. I don't know what, that was one of the things with Milroe, some of the throws he was missing. Jermaine Burton was wide open over the top. Jermaine Burton's killing it route running this year. But I'll also say after that South Florida game, man, I think Roy Dale Williams, he needs to be running back number one.
Of course. I agree with you on that. Yes.
Up with,
he was, his heart was out there. He
doesn't seem hungry for it.
Roy Dale was Saturday. I agree with that. He was fired up that last in the third, fourth quarter. Yes, he was pushing for them yards. Yes, I agree with that. Yeah, he needs to be number one.
They were talking about, some of them were mad that Milroe was, replaced for that game or whatever, and maybe that was Jace, but Jace just didn't. He didn't look like he looked like he didn't want to be there. So,
and you see, go ahead. I'll keep going.
I think Nick Saban's smart enough to know that something. You're talking about a guy that had Jalen Hurts, that throwing the ball, he wasn't that great, and they literally. You talk about Blake Sims throwing the ball, he wasn't that great. Blake Sims was a lot like he had a great deep ball. They want to talk about how Milroe locks onto his first read. You know who did that? Jalen Hurts. And we still won football games because Lane Kiffin designed plays where Jalen Hurts could use his strength. It'd be a rollout. If the first guy was covered, you're running all your routes to that side. So if your first guy's covered, it's not that hard. It's not that hard to go from a read that's 10 yards right in front of you to a read that's 20 yards right in front of you to see who's more open. Where if you're sitting in the pocket and you've got to scan the whole field, those are reads that take time. And our offensive line, we don't have time to take those reads. We just don't. We don't. And you can blame Milroe, you can blame whoever. It's not his. If he ain't got time, if he ain't got time to make three reads, then what's it matter if he only makes one read? Make one read. If it ain't there, take off. That offensive line is absolutely. That's what I'm worried about today. Is Lane Kiffin? Lane Kiffin has already saw
6.5.
He's already saw these teams get pressure without blitzing.
Yeah, right.
So if he can sink his whole defense back and only rush 4 people and get pressure, why would he blitz?
Okay.
Why wouldn't he leave people in coverage?
Well, you're fixing to have to leave, so we need to get a change here. All right, last week we did a thing. You did pretty good last week. Hey, record 7-3. Look at you go. We're picking the SEC thing, and I don't know why, but there was a game we missed. We missed the Missouri and BYU game, did we? Arkansas BYU. Missouri and Kansas State. We did not pick that game, so it's supposed to be 11. I went 5-5. All right, you got the LSU game.
Yep. Mississippi State let us down.
Yeah, I destroyed one. All right, you picked LSU, Alabama, and getting all your right ones. Georgia, of course. Wait, we both missed the Tennessee one. Dang.
Hey, go Blazers.
Auburn, Ole Miss, of course, or Georgia Tech, and then missed Arkansas. Man, that was tough with BYU coming in, and then Kentucky. All right, and of course, I got Alabama, A&M, Auburn, Ole Miss, and then I got the Kentucky game. I went 5-5. You went 7-3. All right. Get to get your picks for this week too. Then. All right. Let me get my little trusty notebook run. All right. First game. It goes by time. I wrote them down by time. 11 o'clock. Auburn, Texas A&M. Tough in here. I've been studying this, and I can't really. Man, was Auburn? You really don't know what they got, but they're peaking. They're peaking. Could they peak at the right time and pull one out at Texas A&M? It's tough in
I don't
here.
know, man. I don't know, man. I think A&M might still have too much talent on the field. I just, I really do. I don't know, man. Kyle could probably give us some better insight here since he's, Hugh Freeze's. But I think I'm gonna have to roll A&M, man.
Yeah, not knowing right now what Auburn's got. Let me put you down here. Caleb goes with
it. It don't feel right to me to say Auburn's going to win. It just doesn't feel right.
And I'll go with Texas. Yeah, I see that, but I'd have to go with Texas A&M. Like I said, you really don't know what Auburn's got yet. I mean, they're peaking. They're going to. It's sad to say they're going to be good. I mean, got Hugh Freeze. I mean, but is it enough to overtake the double-minded mindset offense geniuses of Petrino and Fisher?
He's going to have to do
the two-headed snake.
He's going to have to empty his bag today. They're going to have to run some trick plays.
You think Petrino is?
No, I'm talking about
Hugh Freeze. Auburn. Yeah.
They're going to have to don't think they. Stuff.
I don't think they got the quarterback. And it's playing in Texas A&M, 12th man. That's going to be a big factor. I don't think they have the quarterback right now to beat A&M. I think, you got Robbie Ashford and what's his name? I don't remember the other guy. But, yeah, I just don't think they're good enough to win at Kyle Field yet. So, a win for the 12. All right. Real quick, I'll hurry up. All right. Kentucky Vanderbilt next at 11 o'clock. I'm going.
Kentucky.
Of course, all the way. I mean, I like to see Vanderbilt do good. I'd love to see them do good, but they just ain't got it for Kentucky.
I wouldn't pick Vanderbilt unless they were playing Hawaii. That's the only person I've got them beating all year.
Really? We'll anchor down to you too. Here you go. Ready? All right. 2:30 game. Ole Miss, Alabama. You got to go with them. I mean, even though you might not think they might win it, but I'm going. We got to hang with them. I'm going with them.
Let me tell you something. If they play that game today, and they don't,
hang on. We got somebody who is it? Cody Ray. Ole Miss. Cody Ray says Ole Miss. Get him in here. Come on in here.
Oh my God.
Come on in here.
If they play that game today and they don't utilize Milroe's legs, I'm probably not watching another game all year. I'm going to be done.
There he is. He takes Ole Miss. Let me write Cody. You got to go back to you. Well, I'll get yours. Other two games we picked in a little bit, but who you going with, Caleb? Look at that. Man, he growed up and growed him a beard. Look at here. Finally.
Indeed. Listen. Ole Miss is going to bring that pressure.
No, Lord.
Until Alabama can stir up that offensive line, they're going to have trouble.
All right. I'll get you.
Hey, pressure makes diamonds. Milroe for Heisman.
Listen, if I'm saving, I'm telling Milroe, listen, look at your first read. If it ain't there,
that's what we just got through talking about. Hey, yes, Caleb. Yes, what he just said. Look, don't just take out. Just make the play. Go. Just run. Yes, good point.
Was Saban? Let me ask y'all this: was Saban a genius last week? Did he intentionally not play Milroe to show Alabama fans that clearly Milroe is the best option y'all have?
Good point. I didn't think about that. Maybe he decided maybe he knew he was going to win the game. He didn't have to win it big. So he said, well, let's just throw somebody in. Yes. Yeah, good point. Hey, there you go.
At some point, he knew talent was going to take over and win that
game. If he got in a bind, he would have thrown Milroe in. And, I get it.
It's crazy it took to the last drive of the game, though.
Which is true.
Yeah.
I wasn't worried one bit. I knew he had it. Good point.
But that offensive line is terrible.
It's horrible.
And I believe Ole Miss is top 25 in sending pressure this year.
Yeah. All right, real quick, before Caleb has to leave.
Don't even have to blitz.
I did this thing last week. We're starting going on picks, and we're gonna get keep record of it. So Caleb went 7-3. I went 5-5 last week. So let me run through these real quick for Caleb. UTSA and Tennessee, of course. You know, I'm picking Tennessee.
Yep.
You got Tennessee,
Oh,
and Cody's got Tennessee.
well, they look like doo-doo last week, though.
Man,
They did.
yeah, but this is UTSA. I mean, come on. They
They
didn't.
did.
They didn't pan out yet. Florida, Charlotte. Well, we know that one.
Yep.
Low rider.
Any comments on it? Just want to go through. Let's go through them. Then Kelly's got time. We'll go to Arkansas, LSU. Dang. Man.
Cody?
Give me LSU.
Wow.
I took LSU in the points. Our left side of our offensive line is so bad.
All right.
No rockets. There's KJ is not hitting wide receivers on the run. I mean, we have not looked good all year. And I don't think it changes today. LSU's going to bring that pressure, and we're not going to be able to handle it. 6 o'clock, at Tiger
Oh, it's a
Stadium.
late game. Yeah, night game too. Yeah. Yeah,
Well, they
always rough down there. Always rough.
Yeah.
LSU looked good last week.
Yeah.
Now, I will say this. Arkansas has a great track record with being unranked and playing a highly LSU team at Tiger Stadium.
Yeah, I was not expecting that. I maybe been close, but I'm not expecting LSU just to beat Mississippi State that bad. Of course. But I mean, it's still early and still
we
didn't know what had Mississippi State. So y'all everybody's taking LSU. Ah, man. Yeah, I guess I got to go with LSU as much as I hate to. UAB Georgia. UAB Georgia, of course.
Blazers. Hey, we represent Birmingham today, boys.
If it was playing in Birmingham, if it was at Progressive Stadium, I'd take the Blazers. But it's in.
No, you want it. No, you didn't.
Home field advantage.
I got the Blazers.
All right.
I got them scoring 10 points. I got Georgia scoring 56.
Man. All right, Cody. You taking Georgia too, of course. That's a no-brainer. Memphis and Missouri. Playing in the Louis, St. Louis game. Neutral site.
This spread actually surprised me. It was Memphis,
I didn't see the spread on
Missouri's the only favorite by 5.5. I literally can't believe that. After that big win this week, I think Missouri wins big again.
Oh yeah, because they're 3-0 and they're pretty pumped up. Yeah.
Yep.
They beat Kansas State. I mean, hey. Yes, right, exactly. Good point.
Memphis has a solid offense, but Missouri's defense is playing pretty good.
Cody takes.
Yeah.
I'm taking.
I'll have to roll with the Tigers.
the blue or the black ones, huh? Which one?
Yeah, I think Mizzou wins this one too.
All right, Caleb taking Mizzou. The Battle of the Tigers. All right, last one real quick, and then Mississippi State and South Carolina. Man, late game, 6:30.
I think Mississippi State's offense is slow. They have been slow.
Yeah, what is wrong with Will Rogers? I mean, he just did not show up against LSU.
If South Carolina didn't take their foot off the pedal last week, they would have won that game.
They had them at high time.
You
taking South Carolina? Tough. Okay, Cody's got South Carolina. All right.
That was disappointing.
Caleb?
Yeah, I'm not going to pick Mississippi State. I got South Carolina.
Yeah,
as well.
I got hurt last week with them, so yeah, I'm taking South Carolina too. I can't trust them. I'm going with South Carolina. All right.
Mississippi State didn't even look like they needed to be in the SEC last week. That was rough.
That they looked slow. They looked sluggish. Their offensive line looked worse than Arkansas's.
Yeah, they did not look good.
They gave up a ton of pressures. Will Rogers did not have a hit. Man, he didn't have a chance to throw the ball.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What was it, him or was it the line? But he just was not on his game. Yes, I don't know.
I think fine. I mean, you watch that game. It looked like within 3 seconds they was getting to it.
Man, I seen some interviews with Zach Arnett and the way he talks, and I just got fired up with Mississippi State, and then they dropped the ball with us. I mean,
he could be Chad Morris 2.0.
Yeah, Uncle Fred drank that Kool-Aid now.
Yeah, I would. I was on it, buddy. I fired up, but now I can't.
That boys used to give them
If
great
it had been a closer
interviews.
game, I had to stay with them. But man, they just disappointed me last week.
All right, fellas. I hate to do it, but I gotta get off here, man. I got to go get some calories in. Cody, you're here next week, ain't you?
I will be here next week.
Yes, sir.
Where's he?
Yeah.
Hey, you
Listen,
already know it, buddy.
listen.
You already know it, buddy.
You're close. Well, there'll be a closer one next week. But hey,
Uncle Fred said he's gonna come out and play next week.
He coming to ball?
man, I'm 50 years old, dude. Let me tell you this. Skylar's been practicing. I got out there one day to get a coach, one of all the players get out, or the grown-ups get out there and play with them. So while they was practicing, dude, I said, "Yeah, I got this." I get out. First ball hit to me. I go to try to catch it. I go to dive, and I stumble and fall and just scrape my knee. Put a big so I was sore for 2 weeks. So I'm definitely gonna tell what I imagine I can do at basketball. It's not gonna happen. I'm old. I'm out. I'm done. I can't do it no more.
You're just now hitting your prime.
Yeah,
The
right.
prime.
Yeah, right. The prime of breaking the bone or something next time.
Heck yeah.
Prime.
Listen, if you're up for it, Skylar's got a game in Gardendale tomorrow, 3 o'clock.
I
So if
think
y'all
that's
want to
what,
come.
yeah, I think Courtney sent it over to me. I meant to show it to Kelsey. Yeah, we'll talk about
That's
it.
pretty
I don't
close.
think doing it.
They got one at Corner too coming up. It's y'all school up there, so I'll let you know about that one too.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Okay.
that one's close to Gardendale. I figured y'all might want. I get
All
the time. I think it's 3:15.
Okay. All right, fellas.
So next,
I love y'all.
remember this. Y'all gonna watch this. Next Montana Foul's coming up.
Love you.
See you, Kyle. I mean,
Oh,
Caleb.
Big roll tide to you.
Roll Tide.
I ain't
Let's go.
I'm out.
I ain't saying.
All
Where-
right,
where-
just me and you now till you.
Yep. Where
Other one kicks
Kyle
in.
at?
I don't know. I texted him. He said, "Oh, give me the thumbs up." Said he. I don't know if Wayne's not in here yet.
Yep.
8 o'clock. He should be on his way.
Did I miss?
Oh, you missed the. You got the Ole Miss. Auburn and Texas A&M. That's
Well,
what I
it's
said.
a tough game to
That's
me.
what I said too. I mean,
Yeah. So the over/under on this game is like 51.5. I think it goes way over. I'm
Over?
gonna take A&M,
okay.
but I think it's a high scoring game. I can see this game being like 31-28.
Over. I don't know.
31.
I just don't think Auburn's got the offense to score that many points yet. I mean, they're not proven yet. I don't see that.
Yeah, the Texas A&M's defense has been struggling. I mean, they gave up 48 to Miami,
Yeah. Dang.
and I believe Auburn's got a better defense than Miami. Better offense than Miami. I think it's a high scoring game, but I think A&M comes out with a W.
Yeah, I do too. That's what I was telling Caleb. Don't worry, her, but yeah, Auburn's not there yet. There he is. Let me see if I can Kyle Hatchett join. Are you here? Anyway, I think they're not ready yet. They will be. I mean, that's huge freeze. You know that's going to happen. But I just don't think they're proven yet. Texas A&M is. I mean, you have to go with. You got to go with what you know right now. I mean, A&M's got it. I mean, you got Bobby Petrino. My gosh, and Jimbo Fisher on the same side of the sideline. They're gonna come up with something. See if I can get.
Yeah, I think A&M wins, but I do think it's a close game.
Come on, get in here. Yeah,
I know he'll
okay.
have something he'll want to say about it.
If he'll get in, there he is.
Oh, hey,
The man.
I just want to let you know it's freeze time today.
See, we was just sitting there talking about it. Yeah, so we go back over it. You got to admit, we don't went over the games, but we'll get with you too, and you're to pick on them.
Lock and load.
We're going with all the games.
Thorns.
I started the thing last week, me and Caleb, but I got y'all joined in too. Picking all the games and setting a record. Who's got the best? Caleb went 7-3 last week. I went 5-5. Horrible. I put my trust
That
out in
sounds
some
about right
teams.
for you.
I put some trust out in teams, and they led me down. Yeah, it's bad. So I think Cody just picked it. All right, we're doing all first game. We'll go back down the line. I guess we'll comment again. Auburn, Texas A&M. We know you're gonna have a big speech about this. Let's go, Mr. Snowman.
Well, listen. It's either. This is what I think. I think they're going to be high scoring, or Auburn's going to lose by 2 touchdowns. I just think Wigman has pressured the third most out of any quarterback in the country, and he hadn't just played Power 5 teams. He played New Mexico, Miami, and Louisiana Monroe. All right, so that's the first thing. I think we can get pressure on Wigman, but it hadn't mattered. He's thrown for 347 yards per game, something like that, 337 per game, something like that. But as great as Texas A&M's defensive line is recruiting-wise, they only have 2 sacks in the year against those 3 teams.
Stat man right there. I knew he'd bring the stats into this.
So,
Mr. Stat right here.
What I think Auburn's going to be aggressive both sides of the ball. I think we're going to air the ball out. Do we have the guys to do it? Probably not.
That's what I said. I don't think they're proven yet. Right.
Freeze is gonna put it on the quarterback today. We're gonna throw the ball around. I think it could be like a 40, 45, 42, 38, 35 kind of game.
Cody said, I don't know.
Need Texas. If we can get Texas A&M to turn the ball over and we don't, I think we can steal a couple possessions, right? And I think we're going to be aggressive enough on offense that it's going to. I just think we're going to go 4 and 5 wide today, and we're going to try to nit or pick them apart because they haven't proved they can get to the passer. So I just think I think it's going to be a great game. I think we're going to be loose. We're playing at 11. There's no pressure on Auburn to win this game. None.
Good point.
It's on A&M. I mean, think about it. If Jimbo starts out 2-2
with that big
seventh year,
right. Good
after
point.
Making all these high, bringing in Petrino.
Somebody said Ashford going to come in and have a day today. 2 9-11 teams.
And lift a team at Auburn that's supposed to be in the building. But
the producer just talking in my ears. We're jabbering too much.
I said a 35-31 game. I think I want to say the over-under is 1.5. And I think this goes into this.
I do too. I think A&M wins, but just for the fact I don't want to be a homer. But man, Chandler, this kid thinks he knows football. He's like a 10-year-old. Ashford gonna come in and have a day today. Ashford on
you mean
the
red
bench.
zone, Robbie? Do
Ashford
what? Hey.
If it ain't bubble
Amy said tell y'all good morning.
Don't put it in that game.
Amy said good morning. She said good morning.
Yeah,
No, we got Brent Walker joined in. We got Brandon Pennington.
All right, let me ask you a question.
He's wearing his Ole Miss hat today.
I know this. Well, I know we got some more games to go there. We got time. But let me ask you this question, okay? Freeze runs a fast offense, right? I know it's not as fast as Tennessee's, right? Okay, I don't know if we talked about that with y'all. I think me and Caleb talked about rule changes. Okay, the clock doesn't stop first down. Do you think that changes his game plan? Do you think he loses a couple possessions because of the game change, because of these fast offenses? Could that put in a factor in his offense? How do you readapt to doing that? When it's speeding up the game, and you're going to lose. What I know, like they say, about 1 or 2 seconds here, maybe 3 or 4 seconds. But if you pan out the whole game, you could lose 1 or 2 possessions in that whole game, and that could possibly change the factor of it, right? Think about that.
Yeah, for sure. Well, you can't come out. If you remember, I use this as an example because Gus, obviously Auburn fan, Gus Malzahn. Gus Malzahn would come down the field pretty much any big game, score on the first possession.
Yeah.
Every single time, right? You get off to a great start, but then he can't adjust when the defense adjusts. I think Hugh Freeze has always been a little bit more the opposite. Hugh Freeze wants to see what you're going to do, and then he's going to adjust as he goes.
Well, then
and even coaches talk about how he's one of the best second half adjusters of any coach in the country, because he knows what you're doing now, and then he's going to attack you. He's already made you show your hand, and now he can attack you in the second half. So numbers always back that up. But I think with the rule change, you're guaranteed to lose 6 to 8 plays by the clock not stopping on first down. So teams have to come out firing on all cylinders. And I think against Cal, like for us, for example, we were horrible, absolutely horrible. And we only had 4 possessions in the first half. That's unacceptable. So you take a team like A&M, though, who can't run the ball. They're averaging 109 yards a game rushing. You should be able to dictate the tempo. You should be able to dictate this is what we're going to do. But if A&M gets in these running drives, they peel off 6, 7, 8 plays because they get first down running the football. You condense the game, and it hurts somebody like Auburn who wants to go fast. So, yeah, absolutely, I agree. It makes you change. It makes you change how you attack the first half for sure.
Good point. Kyle mad that he's actually played football. That Chandler, he's actually played football in this decade.
Yeah, playing football and knowing the game are 2 different things. So, Chandler's one of those guys. Y'all know him. We all had him. Thinks he knows football, and he just doesn't. He's not a student of the game. Oh, first down! How did he do that? I don't know. The ball went forward.
Oh no!
He's one of those guys. He's one of those.
Oh man, I'm glad you know him. I ain't.
Oh, we got Mr. Aberhart in from his fire station. Probably good to see you this morning, Zach.
All right,
War Eagle.
I know.
I'm taking Texas A&M. I think Auburn keeps it close. I'd love to take Auburn to win. The fan in me would, but we just don't have dudes on the outside, and I just think it catches up with us today. So
yeah,
I think A&M will win, but it'll be a fun game.
I mean, and yeah, Auburn's not there yet, but it's sad to me to say they will be. I mean, you got Hugh Freeze. They're not proven yet. I mean, he don't have every recruits in there. I mean, Harson's for some reason, y'all said it before. Got a little slack. They don't have no depth, but they'll get there. Yeah, they're not proven now, and I believe Texas A&M wins it. Texas A&M is
Put this in perspective. A&M has 10 5-star guys. Auburn has 0.
Yeah, but once again, go ahead.
Well, I want to say this too. You got transfer portal, so it could have been an even deeper hole than what it is, right?
Good point. Yeah.
But the other thing too. In blue chip talent, A&M's 4th, Auburn's 18th. So there's a discrepancy across the board there. But the other thing, from Harson's 2021 class, his first recruiting class as a head coach, Auburn has 1 player left from that recruiting class.
Yeah, wow.
1.
Wow.
So kind of lets you know what Freeze kind of walked into
having to
and
work
how
with
stupid Auburn was for hiring Harson.
Well, they didn't know. I mean, you can't. Yeah.
If Auburn wins today and is 4-0 going into Jordan Hare next week against Georgia, that place is going to be insane.
Wow.
It's going to be one of the best atmospheres of the
I didn't
entire
know
season.
they had Georgia next week. Oh, that's man.
I'm not saying we're going to win.
Yeah, right. But it's
going
to be more confident. It could be close. It could. Yeah, good point with the Clara. Okay.
Brent Walker taking the 20 on the over for the Auburn A&M game. I think that's a smart play, sir.
Why y'all saying over? I don't see it over. What did you say? Was it Cody? 50, 40?
51.5 is the over on that, I believe.
Man, I guess, like I said, let's A&M put 30 or 40 up, 30 up, and then, yeah. I don't see Auburn putting
I think it's easily going
20
over
or 30.
60.
Dang.
I do too.
Really?
I think it's between 65. Like I said, I think it's a 35-31 ball game, something like that with A&M on top. But
Okay.
38-35 game.
Okay, I see. I don't see the over, but I'm not that smart as y'all, I guess.
That's because you're blind.
Yeah, see, I have my second eyes on. All right. I know you want to talk about this game, but we may come back to it. Kentucky, next one. I know Cody. Oh, no, Cody has not. I come in with Caleb this one. Kentucky and Vanderbilt.
Kentucky all day. Ray Davis.
I also take Kentucky, but I do think this game will be closer than what people think. I think Vanderbilt can score. The over, I take the over. I took the over on this game too. I think it's 48.5 or 49.5, and I think it goes over.
40.
I
Okay.
can see that.
Yeah.
I think Vanderbilt. Go ahead.
I mean, this could be a 35-21 game. my eyes.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, Vanderbilt has scored this year. Their defense has really been what's let them down. I mean, they lost to UNLV last week on a field goal. Was it last second field goal or overtime field goal, something like that? They lost. So, but I think Kentucky. I've been surprised, man, with Liam Cohen coming back, and I know he's had the health issues and stuff. But I've been surprised Devin Leary hasn't looked good. Devin Leary was the number one quarterback in the portal that came in last year and actually transferred. I mean, I'm kind of surprised that he's looked the way that he's looked with Cohen running things. But
I thought they would have upgraded at quarterback myself from Will Levis and stuff. The only part I thought they downgraded was running back, and I don't think they downgraded much. But
no, they brought in Vanderbilt's Ray Davis.
Yeah.
To kind of pick up the slack from Chris Rodriguez. But I know. Yeah, I think he's been a pleasant surprise for him. I think you're right. Well, I'm Kentucky all day.
Give me Kentucky as well.
Yeah, I've done commented on these, but I'm with Kentucky, but you just don't. Yeah, it's hard to say about Vanderbilt.
I know they need a real. I think today's day and age, Vandy could be better because of NIL and stuff, but they got the money or something because Nashville's such a great place. They should be able to attract some more kids today's day and age, but they're not.
Maybe they got a standard or something. They don't. Yeah, I mean, it's an academic school. Vandy loses out.
I'm sure Vandy loses out. Brent Skywalker, I agree with you, Brent. I think we all agree with you.
Yeah, you got to go with Kentucky. I mean, anchor down. Keep it down, I guess. All right. Oh, man. I'm toying with this, but I had to go with them. Caleb picked Alabama too. I've got to put in there. Alabama and Ole Miss.
Oh, good. I want to talk about this game.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Anybody want to
I said earlier, I think Nick Saban's a genius.
I didn't think about this until he said this. That's pretty funny.
Just the joke that Milroe was the quarterback. That they have nobody else.
Just to hush everybody up. That's a good point.
And Ole Miss is going to bring that pressure. Give me Ole Miss.
Dang.
I'll take Ole Miss all day. They upset. They're Alabama favored by 7, and I honestly can't believe that line's not shorter.
I don't know if you can call that an upset, though, because 115, 113. I know you got to go with it, but, I mean, Ole Miss is just as good this year as Alabama is.
By a touchdown.
Yeah, right.
But, I think Ole Miss goes into Brian Denny and steals a win. Give me Lane Kiffin.
I don't know. I'd probably a different way if it was in Oxford, but it being in Ole Miss, that gives Alabama the advantage. And, just you really can't say about Ole Miss's defense is, Alabama's going to score. I believe they can score on Ole Miss's defense. It's just what Ole Miss's offense has got to.
Will they score?
Against Ole Miss defense, I believe they will.
They struggled last week against South Florida.
Yeah, but
if they shore up that offensive line, Alabama will win this game. But if that Alabama line struggles like they did the prior weeks, then like I said earlier, Milroe should have one read, and if it's not there, run.
That's what me and Caleb were talking about. That's what I was talking about. Is when Tommy Rees came, he tried to adapt his thing. Tommy Rees is gonna have to mindset of you got to go with what you've got, like Milroe. Like Cody said, if it's not there, he can run. Instead of waiting back in the pocket, waiting back in Texas game, he did, and then throw it. You've seen it with Lane. I talked about this earlier. Well, with Lane Kiffin, with what he had with Blake Sims, what he had with Jalen Hurts, what he had. Look what he did with what he had. He adapted. Yeah, Lane Kiffin is a great offensive genius. So he adapted. And, Blake Sims was not that great of a quarterback. But look what he done. He took Alabama to the playoffs, almost had them in the national championship game. So he adapted with what he had. He took with what he got. You can't bring your playbook. You can't bring your stuff in to a place and try to force it to work. You have to see what you've got. So I think Tommy Rees is not letting work with what he's got, the talent to make sense. I mean, look what he did with Julio Jones. Look what he did with, he threw them short passes, yards after catch, right? Let the receivers do their job. The Milroe, yes, he can throw, but if you want to get something started, throw them slants, throw them short passes. Let the receivers do the work, like Kiffin did with Julio Jones, like he did with him. Huh?
Who was the offense coordinator when Blake Sims was there?
Wasn't it Lane Kiffin? Yeah, that's what I said.
Lane and Ole Miss, right there. You're bringing the good offense
Roy
coordinator.
Dale Williams, yes, heavy dose.
Off the team.
Well, I understand that. But that's what I'm saying. But Lane Kiffin didn't have the talent he had at Alabama at that time as he does in Ole Miss, though. I get you. Yeah, Lane Kiffin, Tommy Rees is no Lane Kiffin, but he can adapt. There's still talent there. Tommy Rees can still use the talent. Heavy dose of Roy Dale Williams, yes. Heavy dose. I think he needs.
Look like an all-pro.
Yeah, true. I believe Roy. I mean, McKellar talked a while ago. Roy Dale Williams should be number one running back today because man, he just was. He showed out. I mean, he didn't do great. I mean, he got it over 100 yards, blah blah blah. But yes, the heart and the way he played and wanted to score those. So. Tyler Booger starting today will be great to improve the O-line. Okay. Look at that. Check
Brent
that out.
Tyler's been starting at left guard the whole season. You know that, you goofball. I'll say this. Tommy Rees, you watch it. That ain't Tommy Rees's offense. That's Nick Saban's offense. All right? Watch the shifts, watch the motions. Watch how they come lined up. Tommy Rees ain't running his Notre Dame offense. It ain't happening. They ain't getting under center at all. All right. Well, yeah, he didn't play last week, but I'm talking about he's been starting. And it didn't matter against Texas.
Uh-oh.
It didn't matter against Texas, big dog. But anyways, I just think Ole Miss, Kiffin's playing the game like he always plays. He's had the media in her uproar this week. I think if he's not going to be Saban now, he ain't ever going to be Saban. It's all Jackson Dart's been playing extremely well. I'll say this: I picked Tulane to beat Ole Miss 2 weeks ago, and Tulane controlled that game in the first half. Really, even the start.
And a re-comment.
Somebody he muted him. Nobody want to hear what he got to say.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
But anyway, Ole Miss flipped the switch, but the way Lane did it is they went for fourth down 4 times in the second half.
Yeah, that was too aggressive.
But you guys know that'll make or break you. And Kiffin's willing to roll the dice. He doesn't care. But how stupid is he going to be today? 2 years ago when they rolled in there, they went for it on fourth down 5 times. They started the game 0 for 5 on fourth down.
Yep.
If they hit those fourth downs, they may have beat Alabama 2 years ago. But guess what? They didn't do it. So today, I think Kiffin is going to have an incredible plan. Yeah. I think they're going to be ready, just like they always are against Alabama. But it's one of those things. I think Ole Miss will win today. I think he's not going to shoot himself in the foot. I think he's going to do some things differently than what he's done. But the biggest reason why I think they're going to lose is Kevin Steele's defensive coordinator at Alabama. What is Lane going to do? Roll it back 2 weeks to what Sark did. He's going to press the perimeter over and over and over in the first half. He'll take his shots in the second half. He's going to try to wear down Alabama. And they're going to try to have some long drops, just like Texas did. It's going to be the same game plan. And I said something about this. I can't remember exactly who I was talking to. But that's how you beat Kevin Steele when he was at Auburn. And we had top 20 defenses 4 years in a row under Kevin Steele. And what will we do in those big games? The teams will press the perimeter, press the perimeter, press the perimeter. Lane Kiffin did it against us in 2016 with Jalen Hurts. We finally broke. The game was 13-9 at half. We finally broke in the second half. Now, some of that's offense too, but at the same time, your defense gets wore down. And I think we're about to see a reoccurring thing that I've seen under Kevin Steele. Kiffin's going to press the perimeter. He's going to make Alabama play in space in the first half. Then he's going to take his shots in the second half, and he's going to ask Jackson Dart to be the difference maker. And so I think Ole Miss wins today. I have no confidence that Alabama's going to go all in with Milroe running the ball.
So you picking? All right.
Alabama, what was it? With Milroe starting 2 weeks ago against Texas, they had 100 yards rushing. I mean, they couldn't get no push on the D line. Pete Golden knows what to expect. He's going to try to shoot. He's going to try to do those kinds of things. And man, would that be the worst case scenario? Alabama loses to Lane Kiffin and Pete Golden.
And that's why I think they're That's why I think they're not going to win, because Pete Golden don't have the talent. And I y'all can say it all y'all want. Yeah, the offense has struggled all year, but this is different. Texas had a better defense. Texas got better defense. Ole Miss has no defense. They only got a fair defense, right? But it's Pete Golding and it's mediocre defense. And I mean, I still think Alabama's they're gonna have a breakout offense this game.
South Florida and Ole Miss, who would you say had better defensive line?
Florida, Ole Miss,
South Florida.
South Florida.
Control that defense. They control that offensive line.
Yeah, but
line won that matchup. So, but I agree.
That's hard to say. South Florida, but man, like you said, who? It's a different quarterback. It's going to be a different quarterback behind that. We all seen, Milroe's got the potential.
Yes.
Whether or not that offensive line, whatever, he's got the potential. He's got the potential to make a play, to make something happen. We've seen that in the A&M game last year when, was it the A&M game or whatever, when Bryce Young got hurt. Not the A&M game. When Bryce Young got hurt, what did Milroe do? He come in and took the team on his shoulder. He's got the potential. So, yeah.
I'm with you, Kyle. I'll say this is my last thing. I think this is Lane Kiffin's game to lose, and I think it's Lane Kiffin's game to win. I think this all comes on Lane Kiffin.
Yeah,
of course, yes. It's going to be what he, does today. Is he going to be smart and play a smart game, or like Kyle said, going to be aggressive and go for it? So I have
here's what I think, and I kept saying this. I felt like Alabama. When I lost confidence in Alabama and Milroe, that's be the last thing I say about the game. Is I kept begging Reese and Alabama to go 4 and 5 wide against Texas.
Yeah.
And turn him loose. Use his athletic ability to your advantage. Yeah. Well, the guy, even in max protection, he couldn't read the field. He threw the ball. The play where he threw the back-breaking interception that really set Texas up. It's the second interception. They ran a max protect. They had a post on the backside, and they had a comeback on the right. There's a single safety in the middle. This is elementary Pop Warner football. You read the safety. Your safety's your key as the quarterback. Where the safeties line up is probably what they're doing. They had a single high safety. They ran their play action to the left. He did a little half roll to the right. That safety shot down on that comeback, and he still threw the comeback. The post is you let it rip. You let the post rip. And that was the first down right after Texas scored. Texas scored 2 touchdowns in like 18 seconds, whatever it was. And so my concern with Milroe, one, he can't read the game. He can't read the field. All right. And my other concern is Alabama's offensive line in pass pro, when they went to those 4 and 5 wide receiver sets, they couldn't hold up against Texas. So, and look, I know Ole Miss is not Texas on the D line. They're not. No, but Pete Golden's also not running Nick Saban's defense. He's not running a matchup man like Nick Saban has been running for years. He's not running that. He's running more of an Auburn under Ron Roberts, a Dave Aranda style defense. There's going to be 3 down. They're going to be shooting guys from the left and right. They're going to shoot middle pressures. There's a lot more blitzing going to happen, which opens up the opportunity for Milroe to, one, either have big plays or make bad mistakes. And I'm betting on, to this point in his career, Milroe's going to make more mistakes than he does big plays. And that's why I think Ole Miss will eventually win out. Is I don't trust Milroe, and I really didn't trust the attack against Texas, the game plan. But after they went to those sets and they couldn't block Texas's defensive line, I was like, well, heck, maybe that's why they kept guys in, because they can't pass pro either. So this is probably Nick Saban's worst offensive line since 2007.
Offensive line is too heavy to pass protect, yeah. And I've seen a couple of plays too, and then we'll move on to this. But yeah, I was watching them, and it was like the ball snapped, and it was like a millisecond. They didn't even move; they just stood there, and I was like, "Oh, we got to do something." And, just that split second of time, they're not adapting to the ball. They're not watching us. I don't know what they're not doing, but they're slow to move. But It is what it is. But we'll see at 2:30. All right. I know it. Yeah, spent a lot of time on that game. But yeah, I mean, it's a major game today. And you didn't pick this. Kyle's lost. There he is. UTSA and Tennessee. That's an easy one.
I don't know, man. Tennessee, I don't know if Joe Milton's got it, guys. Maybe those wide receivers mean more to Tennessee than they do anybody else. I mean, Hendon Hooker was great, but he's also 24 years old. He was a sixth-year senior, whatever it was, last year. So he's practically an NFL guy playing quarterback. I just don't know. I just don't know if Milton's got it. I don't know. I was shocked that Florida won last year.
Yeah, I was too.
That
I
is
wasn't
a bad
expecting that.
Florida team. That is not a good Florida team.
No.
And they controlled the line of scrimmage on their defense, and they controlled the line of scrimmage on their offense. I mean, Tennessee couldn't do nothing. They couldn't run the ball. And I've always said this about Heupel. I feel like Heupel's offense is a flash in the pan. He's going to have a great year, and he's going to have a bad year.
You got to have the perfect quarterback for that offense. And last year he did, but
Milton, this is
just
Milton's
too
fifth year,
fast.
right?
Yeah, he come from what, Michigan?
Everywhere he's been.
The funny thing is, he had the starting quarterback. He had starting quarterback last year. He won the starting position before he got hurt. But I mean,
it was 2 years ago. Yeah, you're right.
Well,
He was Heupel's quarterback for sure.
Yeah. I
Hooker beat him out.
They will be competitive now. I think they went into Florida a little bit over their head. I think they went in there with a terrible game plan. I think they went in there thinking Florida was a terrible team, and they was just going to roll over them.
Yeah, they overlooked them, right.
And
what's your pick?
For the offensive line, I do think they win big today. I think they get back on it. But and I do think at the end of the year they'll finish second in the East.
See they bounce back from Florida.
Yeah.
You think they win today, Kyle? You taking Tennessee?
Yeah, I'm taking Tennessee. I just don't think it says Tennessee just really disappointed me last week. I was very disappointed.
I was. Well, I was. It really didn't disappoint me. Anyway, I just thought they might have won, but I mean, good win for Florida. Good win for the Billy Napier program. I mean, he needed it.
Billy Napier had more. They needed that win more than Tennessee.
Yes, they did. He needed that. Right. You agree? After the loss to, first of the year.
A huge win for Billy, especially after losing to Utah with the backup quarterback.
Yes,
not
exactly.
Destroyed.
You're expected to go out there and win, and you flop with Utah. Yeah, he needed that bounce back. But hey, here we go. Speaking of Florida, Charlotte and Florida, of course. I know. Yeah, put Kyle. I know you're gonna take a Florida on it.
Yeah.
Yep, Florida. Oh, who's this guy? Where your own name? Where you at, big dog?
He come back. He went to play some basketball.
He's back from the dead.
He's
back? Risen again, just like our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
He's not only. I don't see him. He didn't come. He back in yet. Anyway.
Yeah, he probably just jumped in just to see.
All right, Arkansas.
Line is too heavy to pass protect. Hey, Brent has a good point on this.
That's what I was talking about a while ago. Yeah, you're right. I was agreeing with him on that one a while ago.
Brent was an offensive line assistant at high school stuff, and so he does know offensive line and fronts and things like that. So if somebody lines up in a 3-eye, 4-eye, 5-tech, Brent knows that stuff. He can see it immediately, and he says the O-line's too heavy to pass protect. I have to agree. I mean,
I'll give him
both the tackles are 360, aren't they? Proctor's like 360.
This is the biggest offensive line Nick Saban's had.
Yes.
I don't know if he's ever had an offensive line. I know he has Alabama, and I think their average offensive line beats it by like 30 pounds.
How do you get them in sync with each other. How do you get them to work? I mean, it's big. They should be dominating that line of scrimmage. They should be dominant. How? How do you get them to go? But hey, we'll see today. Maybe they can pull something out.
Get the ball on the ground. Run the dang ball.
I get you on that. Yes, Heisman winner Milroe.
Run the dang ball.
Heard y'all talking bad about that future Heisman Milroe. He's making his case today. Woo!
That's funny.
700 yards is what you call it? 700 yards. That's just passing. 400 rushing. Let's put it down right now. I seen it. Caleb called it. That's what he said. That's what he's meaning.
Hey, if he does that against Pete Golden, it'll confirm everything Alabama fans always felt.
Against Texas, they could have even run blocked though. Couldn't even. Yeah, of course they couldn't. No, that's why. How do you change that? How do you get that? Do you? I don't know.
Better coach.
Arkansas offensive line coach, maybe not head coach.
Well, that's what doesn't make sense. Eric Wolford was at Kentucky.
Yeah,
he was an O-line coach when Kentucky really started making hay with Mark Stoops, and I mean he is a fantastic offensive line coach. I mean,
maybe it's just they're young. I don't know. They're just I don't know. That's hard to say. Arkansas LSU. Arkansas LSU.
I'm tired. I'm just tired talking about.
Hey, y'all brought it back up. I was moving on. Arkansas LSU.
Is that your sponsor?
Great Value Water.
Here's my sponsor.
No, Toyota. No, I don't have one.
It's your glasses, Uncle Brent. Your glasses.
There's no name. Dollar Tree special. Dollar Tree sponsor. Yeah, that's all I can get to sponsor me. The Dollar Tree. There you go.
All right, what you got? What game you got?
Arkansas LSU.
Huh?
Arkansas LSU. Can you not hear me?
Let me get started with this. I will say our defense. If our defense
Arkansas LSU, can you hear it?
They have vast improved this year. We're on an average. We're sending 5. We're not sending 3 and dropping 8. Thank God. But our offensive line is just keeping them on the field. Our defense on the field too long. Our left side of our offensive line is terrible. They cost us the game at the end of the BYU game with our holding calls, with their lack of pass protection. It was just a terrible game by offensive line. It has been this whole year. Our run blocking has not been good, and it's just going to be tough sledding again. Rocket Sanders is going to be out. I don't know what Kyle's doing, but Rocket Sanders is not going to be that good. Until KJ is not hitting our receivers in stride. I don't know if that's communication because our receiving core is brand new. The best back depth and the best wide receiver depth Arkansas's had in probably the last 5 or 6 years. With that being said, give me LSU. Getting 17, I'll take the points as well.
LSU, they got you down. Yeah.
Arkansas was my surprise team. I just can't believe the offensive line is as bad as it is.
Yeah.
Super disappointed in the O-line.
Cody Kennedy and Sam Pittman are both highly respectful offensive line. Cody Kennedy's a great offensive line coach, and I don't know why he's not getting it done. But Latham is supposed to be our All-Pro, and he struggled bad. He struggled all year, and I don't know what the answers is. I don't know, rotating guys, but it's just not been good all year.
Who have they played? I ain't even kept up with Arkansas. Who
they played? BYU.
Yeah, they only got beat last week by BYU.
They played Kent State, which they struggled.
Yeah. Really? I don't remember the game.
Western Carolina.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Western Carolina was like, I can't remember the rankings. It was high up there in their pressures on the quarterback. last year. They were like almost dead last, and they got pressure on KJ nonstop throughout the whole game. Each week we've given up tons and tons of pressure.
So who you taking, Kyle? You ain't seen nobody yet.
LSU plus the points.
Yeah.
It just if the offensive line can't hold up, it's going. I really thought Arkansas. I mean, I picked them to be my surprise team, and it's just I hate it for KJ because I mean been through so much with the coaching change, and
But if you
Storming
watch our
Mormons.
games, even on slants, all
Storming Mormons.
gets the ball. He's not throwing them in stride. We're not getting no yards after the catch. This could be just like, honestly, this could be just like the
Mississippi State game. Yeah. And that's sad, too.
This could be a 41-17 game.
Is that saying that the SEC is that bad and Florida State is that good, or is that saying just LSU had a flop that game? Is LSU really that good? Or
I think Florida State is the real. I think they win.
They're tough, yeah. It's a good game this week. Florida, and they play Clemson this. So today.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be. What time is that game?
And Florida State made the adjustments in the second half. I think that was the difference in that game.
Yeah, I mean they came out that first. Yeah.
Well, something I didn't think about going.
Oh, we lost him.
One of the things I didn't think about going into that game is Norvell's played Brian Kelly a lot.
Yeah.
And so he had those second half adjustments they had were.
That's an 11 o'clock game.
But Florida State was dropping passes in the first half too. I mean,
yes,
that game could have been really out of control.
Yep.
So I don't know, man. You know, sometimes you guys know. Sometimes SEC schools they get this head about them, like
outside, out of conference game,
Don't take serious.
They don't take the out of conference games that way. Yeah, right. Good point. So you think?
I do believe the SEC is down, and I think the West is up for anybody.
That's what I was going to say. Do you think LSU runs the table and wins out?
I don't know. In the recent past, you knew who was going to be the front runner or who should be the front runner in the West. We know Georgia is going to be the East, but I don't know who's going to take it in the West.
Well, who's the best quarterback? I think this is the first down year of quarterback play in a long time. Across the board.
Well,
Alabama doesn't have a first round pick at quarterback.
You look at
Will Rogers. Mississippi State's not using Will Rogers to his strength.
Right now, it's down to Jackson Dart and
Jay
Daniels.
And he is just too inconsistent. LSU is going to go how Jalen Daniels goes.
Yeah, because they don't have a running game. It's the Brian Kelly. It's the Brian Kelly thing of all time, right? He loads up on running backs. They run it back by committee. They don't have a bell cow.
Go Dogs.
They roll with Kyron Williams was probably his last bell
Jason.
cow back at Notre Dame, and probably the only one. Now he's playing for the Rams. But man, it's the Brian Kelly way. So I agree with you. I think offense is down for sure. But look, man, watching the teams play, it's O-line play that's been the problem.
Yep.
The O-line play.
Jackson Dart might be the best quarterback in the SEC in the West.
Yeah. Well, and look who's calling his offense.
Amy D. Kelly has joined. We got producer Amy in.
We got Amy D. Kelly. Amy Diane. Who is Amy D. Kelly?
Amy D. Only the greatest woman in the world. I mean, the greatest.
I don't like her.
Hands down, the greatest.
Makes the best chocolate eclair of all time.
She keeps Uncle Fred down.
No, she keeps me up all the time. I'm up.
You can see
fighting all the way. Oh.
What game you got next?
Oh, y'all moving on from that one? LSU, all right. UAB, Georgia. Go Dogs. They just got to.
Did you take LSU?
Yeah, I took LSU, of course. I had to. Like I said, that's why I wanted to who Arkansas played and stuff. Yeah, they're not proven yet either. But I don't like.
I hope Georgia's boat racing.
She loves you.
She don't like you. She loves you.
Yeah.
Well, that way
All right.
I'm happy I didn't get none of this chocolate, pie I've heard so much about in the last 5
You
minutes.
have to get her to make one. The strawberry one is great too. Is that the one you're talking about? The strawberry one?
I'll stick with the chocolate.
Oh, strawberry is great. The strawberry pizza or whatever. Oh, she made me the other night. Oh, this is awesome. Some apple crumb cake, I guess you call it. Oh, it's good. I still got some in the refrigerator. Do what?
Some. Hey, next week is going to be a special show.
Oh, why's that?
Maybe the next 2 weeks.
Oh, you're gonna
Cody, Kyle, and Caleb should be live together.
Yep.
Oh, dude.
Live together.
Have y'all all there, huh? All right.
Thank you to our sponsors, Toyota, Dollar Tree.
Dollar Tree, Toyota. What was whatever water you had? Yeah. UAB in Georgia. I got one of the operators that want to come to my party. Or Jason Freeman. He's I don't know if he's a dog fan or what, but he's saying go Dogs over here on the Facebook side. Go Dogs. So UAB in Georgia.
Hunker down.
I was making a joke a while ago.
They play the real team next week.
Get close up with that one. Yeah. No, I said if this game was in Progressive Field in Birmingham, Alabama, UAB might pull it out. Home field advantage, baby. Telling you.
He said that earlier. He said I might pick them if they was in but not.
It's in Sanford State. Though we got to go between the edges. I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
Fighting Trent Dilfers.
The fighting Dilfers, yeah.
It's gonna be a bad day.
But yes, okay. I know you're taking Georgia. All right, Carson Beck.
Overrated.
Memphis and Missouri. The Tigers. The blue. Huh? Yeah, it is bad.
I just wouldn't be surprised at all if Memphis won that game, but I don't think Memphis is very good. I can't believe Kansas State let Missouri beat them. I don't think Missouri's very good.
They're going to ride this. And I can't believe that line. That line's I think Missouri wins out big. I think they're riding it. I don't think they finished second, like I said. They might not even finish third.
So you taking Missouri, Kyle?
Yeah, Missouri. Give me Missouri.
If Kentucky gets to playing like they can be.
Did we do the Kentucky game? Oh yeah, we did it over Vanderbilt. Okay. And yes, you're right. I didn't know it had cream cheese on it. I do not eat cream cheese. Sorry, I had to range over. Kyle, you should hold your phone a little closer to your face.
It's just we're gonna beat Georgia next week. You heard it here first.
Oh, keep calling the upset. I hope they do. I will be rooting for them.
That'll change next Saturday.
All right. Anything else on Missouri?
It's probably going to change in about 2.5 hours.
Oh wow! Hey, if they come out of this game, it's 14-0. What are you gonna do? Auburn up 14-0.
I've already seen into the future. That's exactly what's going to happen. Auburn wins 52-10 today. Look it down.
Yeah,
tough. Mississippi State, South Carolina.
Uncle Fred, I have to say this. You pick South Carolina as your surprise team.
I know.
They're also 1-2 start.
They disappointed me, man. Sorry.
They have really disappointed me.
They were all fired up last year. Oh.
They had Georgia on the ropes last week.
Yeah.
I mean,
they did.
Yeah, see, I was excited about it.
I don't understand what they were doing in the second half. They didn't change a thing. And against a team like Georgia, you got to. Yeah, no matter if you're having success, you got to adjust. They're going to come back and take away what you're doing. Come on. So, anyways, I think give me South Carolina. They're going to roll.
Boom. We all think.
South Carolina can easily be 3-0 though.
Yes.
That offensive line.
Well, that North Carolina game was tough.
What they did in the second half, I don't know what they did last week. Yeah. It was another thing. Georgia made the adjustment. South Carolina did not.
Yeah.
But they're 1-2. But I will tell you, that's probably the best 1-2 team out there, in my opinion. And South Carolina, they're going to roll today.
I think so too. Will Rogers if you guys watched any of that LSU Mississippi State game last week, he looks uncomfortable.
That's what I was telling Caleb earlier. I mean, he wasn't. That's why I don't understand what happened. I mean, he was better than that. He's better than that way he played that game. Was it his fault?
Yeah.
Play calling, line, what? I don't know.
I think it's a scheme.
Yeah, it's a scheme, play calling, and offensive line. That LSU was getting pressure every other down.
Yeah.
I mean, they were touching the quarterback within 2 seconds. Defensive linemen were coming unblocked through the line.
Yeah.
Will Rogers never even had a chance to set up a play.
Yeah. Well, I think, it's the air raid going to a pro-style system, really.
Yep.
Good point. He had to swap up. Man, that's sad too. And talking about that, that's just sad without the Pirate being coach anywhere.
Yeah.
Man, that's tough.
It's pretty. I'm gonna miss it. Interviews.
I watch it. Yeah, some of the all his quotes or what. Man, he could.
When a
really,
man marries a woman, always got something crazy.
This pick was brought to you by Propel.
And I was going to do that. Well, I started it last week. I didn't do it, but I was going to start some, just some random, and we may start. I may start it next week. I want to look up a bunch of them and just start a bunch of random, quotes from
Mike Leach.
Yes, thank you. His name left me. The Pirate. Let's go call him the Pirate. But yeah, some random quotes for Mike Leach because I love when he passed. That's all I did that one night. YouTube videos of his interviews all night long is what I watched. I mean, it was awesome. He's great. You all right? What in the world's happening to the clicker?
Yep, I'm fine. Thank you, Brad.
Yeah, I thought with this being hydrated by Propel. Possible.
I love it. All right, what game we got next?
And we bring you to, that's all of them today.
There you go.
Oh, okay. I know this wasn't in one of our games, but what about this Colorado Oregon game?
Oh yeah, I didn't have that, but yeah, we can talk about that one. Yeah, dude, if they come out and beat Oregon, then Deion, I was going to buy me a set of shades and wear them just in honor of Deion Sanders. I mean,
so yeah, Oregon is favored by 21 or 21 and a half or somewhere around there. I think Oregon gets that. I think Colorado gets exposed. Colorado might drop 4 games in a row here.
Yeah, I know. They got USC next week. Yeah, and then what is their schedule?
Oregon State, something like that.
Bo Nix is playing lights out.
You know he's 5th on the Heisman list. 5.
He should be.
5.
He should be.
He'll be first after today.
Sorry, Kyle. I mean, y'all let him go. I mean,
no, they Brian Harsin. Well, I guess in hindsight, we did let it go.
Ducks all the way. Tired of hearing about Colorado every second of every day. Oh, come on, man. You got to get on the Sanders.
No.
I think Bo has 4 plus total yards.
The Fighting Primes, come on. The Fighting Primes, come on.
Yeah. So Colorado plays
the bandwagon Buffaloes.
Play Arizona State next week.
I'll say, okay.
So I think they dropped the next 3. But yeah, I think Oregon. This is the best defense Oregon's ever had. I won't say ever had. I will say probably in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
And that offense is rolling. I believe in Bo Nix. It wouldn't surprise me if Oregon won that conference. That USC Oregon game's gonna be fun.
And it's at Oregon, and it's in November.
Yeah, that game's gonna be fun.
Yeah,
Oregon. I like Oregon big.
Yeah, I think
big.
Yeah,
big. I mean, I'm talking 5 touchdowns big.
I think the hype coming in, look, this is their schedule. USC, Arizona State, Stanford, UCLA, Oregon State, Arizona, Washington State, Utah. Yeah. I mean, they got a tough, you wouldn't really call it a tough schedule, but I mean, they had the easy game. Or Nebraska, I mean, yeah, I think the hype comes to an end after this week for Deion. Yeah, I think I'm with you. I think Oregon finally shuts them up, and they beat them big. Yeah,
It's not going to.
Cody.
And ESPN exalted Deion as soon as he got the job. If he goes 6-6 this year, he's the greatest coach.
Hey, yeah, he's already done great. More games than last year. He's already done it. Great, 3-0. You know,
6-6, he has changed the culture of that whole program. I mean, they had 5,000 fans showing up for spring game on average. They had 30 this past year. Their merchandise went through the roof. Their season ticket holders has almost tripled, maybe even got 5 times the amount. But he has changed that program. Even if he's only there for 3 years and he has a terrible for 3 years, that program has changed because of Deion and his name.
Oh yeah, he's done great. You can't knock it there. I mean, my
goodness.
That's
why they hired him. They had nothing to lose.
You take a note,
Yes.
and everybody, he's in the FCS. You take, what's his name? Hunter. You take his son, and you put them into a big name pot, and, for 3 games, they're up for hearsay for the Heisman. So, yes, they have changed.
People forget the quarterback, he was a 4-star recruit. I mean, he was no slouch. I mean,
10 toes down when you only got 8. Okay.
Deion's lost 10.
Oh, that's so wrong. Come on now.
Maybe a foot when it's all said and done.
That's wrong. Yeah, I agree with y'all. I think it comes to an end today. I mean, Bo Nix is just, especially with Hunter. Is he supposed to be back today or?
I mean, there's very few quarterbacks that are playing better ball than Bo Nix.
True, he is having a great season.
Cody will tell you, when Bo Nix left Auburn, it broke my heart, man. I've always loved Bo Nix. I felt like he got shafted between Gus. Gus's inability to develop a quarterback, and then obviously we didn't know everything about Harsin at the time, but he made the right decision for himself. I wish he'd stayed at Auburn because if we'd hired Hugh Freeze in 2021, Bo Nix never leaves.
Yeah.
First of all, we're not in the conundrum that we're in now, but I'm happy for the guy. I'm always pulled for him.
Yeah.
How committed he is, and dude, the guy's got skills, man. He just needed to go to the right place. And I'm not saying he's an NFL quarterback. I don't think that. I still think he gets a little happy feet sometimes, but man, I
thought Oregon was the best place for him, though. When he transferred to Oregon, I thought he became the number 1 or number 2 best quarterback in the conference.
Yeah,
and I believe I said this. We can go back in the text messages of a group of guys me and Kyler with. I'm pretty sure I said Bo Nix would be in the Heisman race.
Yeah.
Sure. But no, at another game, who y'all taking? Florida State, Clemson.
Oh, dang.
Florida State.
I got to take Florida. I'm going to jump on this Florida State back. Just the way I've seen them play. I mean, I've been watching them after that.
Yeah.
Beat down. Yeah. I like Florida State big.
After they beat LSU, I got sidetracked. Yes, I picked up, man. They are just that. I mean, they're disciplined. They're playing great football. I mean, Norvell's guy. I mean, I don't know what he's done down there from last year to this year, but I mean, he's got them playing. That quarterback they got is. I mean, the way they're playing, I had to take. I'm on Florida State bandwagon. I'm gonna take Florida State over them there. Yeah. You see, Clemson's. They're not organized. They're. I got to go with Florida State.
They still have offensive troubles.
Yes, badly.
And maybe
after they let
Oregon State's quarterback DJ, we all thought he was the problem.
Yeah.
Maybe he was not the problem.
Oh, Ukulele. Maybe they let Ukulele go and.
Yep.
I mean, because he's playing.
I got him in Washington State. Ain't he in Washington? Man, he's doing
Oregon
great.
State.
Oregon State.
Okay, see, I knew it was a state.
Hey, that's a good game today, though. Oregon State at Washington State.
Yes.
Cam Ward, that quarterback at Washington State, he's good now. I'm telling you, man, that kid can fling it. And that coach up there, really, really good coach. And the way he schemes things up, air raid disciple, runs the ball a lot more than Mike Leach and most air raids do. But he's a really good coach too. So, that guy, the offensive coordinator from Washington State, is now the head coach of North Texas. But that guy who's the coach at Washington State, man, is a good coach. So I just think it's interesting stuff. Today, though, I think your biggest storylines, though, definitely Ole Miss, Alabama, and Lane get it done. Auburn A&M is A&M going to fall under the pressure, and Florida State, Clemson. Is this the end of Clemson? Because if Florida State wins today. And think about this: if Florida State wins today and Ole Miss wins today, both Alabama and Clemson will have 2 losses before the end of September. Yep.
Let me get you.
It's crazy, crazy. I think.
Let me get your take on this. I've been dwelling on this. Kettle mentioned this the other day, and I've been thinking about this. Can a head coach of these big schools like Alabama and Clemson, are they no better? Are they good as their coordinators? Think about that. Look what Clemson did when they had coordinators they had winning. They all left. Venables. Look at what they had Venables. Look at Saban when he had Lane Kiffin. You got Sarkisian. You got all that. I mean, it's a good question. I've been dwelling on that and look at it. I mean, look at the big schools that win for a while and their coordinators leave, and then a couple of years they fall. What happened?
This is where I think it's the biggest separation between college and the NFL. I think your team is only as good as your coordinators. I think in college you have to have excellent coordinators, not only to recruit, but for play calling reasons and scheming. I mean, I believe coordinators are the most influential thing in college football. And that's why you pay coordinators what you pay.
Well, they used to not be. And everybody started seeing it. Now you're getting coordinators getting played. You can have talent all day long. They have to be guided and educated by these coordinators. Agreed. That's what I know I told Caleb I didn't finally agree with that statement, but I've been thinking about it all week. And that's you go look at all the schools.
A coach that would never make it. Here's a perfect example: Gene Chizik. Yep. Terrible head coach, great coordinators.
And you see that a lot. You see a lot of coaches, and that's another thing too. Ogeron, good one. Yeah. He won a national championship. Come on, man. You wouldn't think he was a good head coach?
No.
Exactly. Look at his coordinators he's had. That's the point.
That coordinator right there might be
yes.
the best.
Look at his coordinators he had. Exactly. That year will put it exactly on that thing because the coordinators he had that year was phenomenal when they won that year. That's the greatest, one of the greatest teams ever in college football.
When Baylor fires are into this year,
Go Tigers.
Hope we hire. Hope Auburn hires.
Who?
Hope Auburn hires Dave Aranda.
Yeah. I mean, great. Yes, he's tough.
He come in, be offense coordinator, QB coach, all he wants. Whatever position he wants, just make
you
it.
Put it there. Here, we'll make a spot for you, huh? Maybe.
Yeah,
but
I have one more thing that I got to get off of here. All right, who's your super dog? I know we talked about Ole Miss, getting in there with the upset against Alabama. But
This
I'm gonna
week
tell you this,
or all over?
I'm taking my super dog's gonna be BYU +8.
To this week or the whole?
This week they're going against Kansas,
Dang,
and I'm taking BYU +8.
I never thought about looking up. Man, I ain't even looked to see. I ain't been out of the SEC. I've been trying to do with this thing. I didn't even look out of the SEC to see. That's tough. I don't know.
I'm prepared.
It's at Kansas. I'm going BYU. Dude, that Slovis kid at quarterback, dude, he was good. You got to remember, he was the starter at USC before.
And Pittsburgh, dude. He transferred to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, which he did not play very good there.
also lost their OC. You know, they got him with Nebraska.
But he can swing the ball.
I've got my dog. I've got it ready. SMU, TCU, SMU given 6.5. I like them to cover and win outright today.
The Smooth Things.
Give me the pump.
The Smooth Things. Get them. The future ACC contenders.
Thank you very much.
Hey, I don't know. I ain't even looked at outside. I couldn't tell you. I don't have one, I guess.
I also, here's another outright winner for you that are underdogs. Give me Notre Dame over Ohio State.
Notre Dame, Ohio State this week. I forgot about that. Yeah, good one.
Yep.
I would love to take that. I'd love to take Notre Dame. I hope Notre Dame pulls it out.
Yep. They're plus 3 at home. That stadium's gonna be
forgot about that game. Yeah.
It's 6:30.
Tough. I forgot about that game.
Quarterback and wide receivers that for Ohio State have not been on the same page. And that's probably the best one.
Snap. Cody going all out
in college. I mean,
that's a good one.
Notre Dame has Jesus guarding Marvin Harrison Jr.
Dude, and I love me some.
Who is that team? I forgot. We was watching them last week. Me and another driver, one of the drivers, we were talking about it. Florida State, yes. Their receiver is like 8 foot tall. Who in the world else could win with a dude? Huh?
Yeah,
he's 8 foot to me. I'm looking at her. I mean, I'll call him 8 foot. But my goodness, who else can't win with a receiver like that? Just throw it up the ball. Michael Evans was the other one they had. LSU had Michael Evans that year. Or A&M. A&M had, golly, do what?
I said Arkansas can't win with a wide receiver like that. Ball's 6'7", 16.
Anyway, he's huge. That's one man. He's tough to cover, I believe.
He's a white boy. That's my. I think Notre Dame goes in there and gets I think Notre Dame at home gets a win. Love me some Sam Hartman. I wouldn't be surprised if he's in the Heisman race at the end of the year.
Yeah, you hear a story about him how he got a rib took out. Remember that? And he's making it into a necklace. So I forgot the whole story. I watched the thing on that. I'll get prepared on that next week. I want to go back in that story. But he got something happened. He had surgery and he got a rib took out, and he's making it into a necklace to wear around for what happened to him for memory of it for why he's doing it. But yeah, I heard it on Paul Feynman show. But yeah, he's turned it into a necklace to wear. Put his own rib in a necklace, man. Anyway,
boys,
some useless thing. All right, one more thing. I ain't got a trophy, but I would like to thank my fantasy team, for beating the great Cody team. I forgot what his team was, but they played hard. We pulled out a win by a couple of points. We played hard. They stuck into it. They pulled it out. Thank y'all. Thank you, my team. They was just awesome last week. I mean, I'm 2-0. I mean, what else can I say? Great. I'm the Deion Sanders of the fantasy team.
Uncle Fred, all I gotta say is it will be a payday.
It will be a payday. Okay.
It will come a payday someday.
Hey, I'm 2-0 right now. I got.
Woo pig, boys.
Woo pig. We'll see you next week. But hey, it's been fun. Enjoyed it. So y'all want to do it next week? We'll go back at 8 again. Y'all good? It's been good one today.
I think that's a great
time.
It
was a good time. Yeah, that sounds good. 8's pretty good.
All the kids will be fed by the end.
Well, I ain't got no kids, so I do. They're growing up, but yeah, it's fine. But yeah, 8 was good. I didn't think about that being early for y'all or whatever. Y'all sleeping in. Y'all don't have real jobs, like us truck drivers do. So I get up early in the morning. Y'all get to sleep all the time. I don't, so I'm already up anyway. Right? I get it. No. All right. So we got our picks. We'll see how we are. Enjoy the games today. Have fun. We'll be back at it next week. Enjoyed it, guys. Thank y'all. Thank you, bud. Enjoyed it. Go Pig. Roll Tide.